I've been watching these really fantastic videos about how it gets better. And I'm hoping that you're watching them too, because it really, really is true that it gets better. Kids are stupid, and even the adults that come into our life often behave like children. People behave this way because they've forgotten that everyone is beautiful. Most people first forget that they're beautiful, and therefore that leads them to forget that others are as well. And you are beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. We just often act as if we're not. But what you need to focus on in order for it to get better is that you need to be your own best friend. We say things about ourselves that we would never say about a best friend. Be your own best friend. You are beautiful. Hang on to that, and it gets better. I promise. We all promise that it gets better. Some people are able to make that promise because they've lived that promise, at least in the context of these videos. I can make that promise not because I've lived in the context of these videos that promise, but because I've come to understand that this is true for human nature in general. So what the hell do I have to say that has any meaning in this area then? Yes, I hear you ask. So my story is about it getting better is one of stick around in order to help people change. My life happened to be arranged in such a way that I grew up in a rural area of the country, and it wasn't until I was in my early 30s that I began moving beyond the bounds of my home or within a 3-hour radius of my home, or meeting people that were from outside of that on a continual basis. That my fundamental views meant that, well, they can sin if they want to, but we shouldn't really encourage them to sin, so giving them any rights because they're gay or lesbian or transgendered or bi or genderqueer or whatever would be telling them that they're okay, and that's wrong. That was my view. Truly it was. But I began to interact with these people that came into my life, and it was amazing. And this is my part about it gets better. If these people hadn't come into my life wouldn't have changed in such a drastic way. The first thing that happened was that I began to watch the couples that I saw. I met gay couples that had been together longer, certainly longer than my first husband and I had been together. Longer than, at that time, the current husband had been together. Many of them had been together as long as my parents had been together. So I saw that there was a lot of things that were very similar about gay and lesbian couples and the het couples that I knew. This led me down a path of, did I believe what I believed because it was the truth, or did I believe what I believed because I've been taught to believe? And once I made that realization, due to the people like you, when they grew up, they came out and met me. They were there for me when I needed them. We need you. Please stick around. We really need you. You are our teachers. It was an amazing process that I went through. I later met genderqueer individuals. I met transgendered individuals. And I began to understand the difference between sex and gender. It never occurred to me, as most het people, it never occurs to them that if you have a vagina, then you might not be female. Or if you have a penis, that you might not be male. That's just, it's not really that black and white. A lot of people think it is, because they've been taught it's that black and white. They don't know any better. It was like I blossomed. Really. It was like people like you who stuck around created this fertilizer for what was already in here, for it to come out. And what that ended up looking like was that I followed a friend, a transgendered male friend, through his process of becoming a sister of perpetual indulgence. And I began to change my mind about, well, they can sin if they want to, but we really shouldn't encourage them by giving them blah, 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 blah. It's not up to me to judge anyone. And it's not up to them to judge you. Everyone deserves human rights. And then it wasn't even a matter of the legalities, like, okay, well, yeah, so they can have human rights, but, you know, I still believe what they're doing is wrong, and this, that, and the other. I don't believe that anymore. I really don't. I believe that God isn't that stupid. And I had to lose my view of what God was in order to be able to realize that God or Spirit or divine, the universe, whatever you want to call him or her, it, just really isn't that stupid. They're a lot more intelligent than we are. See the big picture. We don't see the big picture. It sees the big picture. We need you. It gets better if you can just hang on. We really need you. Even if all you do is live your life and be true to yourself. You don't have to go out and be a protester. You don't have to go out and be in your face. You don't have to be an advocate. You don't have to be anything. You don't have to do anything but live your life true to yourself and be who you are. And if you do that, then people like me have the opportunity to grow and to expand. As I followed my friend through the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, I became fascinated by what they do. And their motto is to promote joy and to get rid of guilt about who you are. And there's really big words about that. Go look it up. I can tell you, but go look it up anyway. The deal is that the sisters encourage you to be who you are because you are fabulous. You are beautiful. You are awesome. You are created to be who you are, just the way you are. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing that needs to be changed. There's nothing that needs to be punished, because the universe really isn't that stupid. You are who you are because you're supposed to be that way. This is now my belief. And this is now why I have become a sister of perpetual indulgence. I am a female-bodied, female-gendered, primarily het woman who is a sister of perpetual indulgence. I'm Sister VGina Dentata of the sharp and pointy teeth. I became a sister of perpetual indulgence and learned to dress in this luxurious manner because someone like you stepped into my life and changed me. This is important why you need to hold on. It gets better. We promise it does. If you're finding that you're having trouble, look up the Trevor Project. It's for you. If you have thoughts of suicide, that's a place where you can go. That's just for you. You can look up any sister of perpetual indulgence any of us would be happy to talk to you. You can contact me, sistervgina@yahoo.com. You're more than welcome to contact me. If you don't feel that I know where you're coming from because I haven't had the same experiences that you were going through, that's perfectly fine. Say that. I won't be offended, and I can put you in touch with somebody who has. The sisters are worldwide, and we take care of our own, and we take care of you. That's why we're here. That's why I chose to be a sister. It is my honor and my privilege to serve those who have changed me so dramatically. It's my honor and my privilege to say it gets better to people like you. If there's nothing else that you get out of this video, it's that you're beautiful just the way you are. You should be free to be who you are because this is the way you were created. And the universe just isn't that stupid. Trust me. It gets better. It truly does. I hope that we get to meet one day if you're watching this. Maybe you'll find me. I'm now in Charleston, West Virginia. Listen to what everybody has to say in these videos. They're talking to you. They're talking for you. They're talking for themselves. They're sharing their stories. And this is how we make community. This is how we form these bonds that we really, really need. Humanity as a whole needs to feel this kind of bond. So we need you. Stick around. We need you so much. It gets better. I'm Sister VGina Dentata of the Sharp and Pointy Teeth, and I love you very much.